This is Total Television. I'm Brian Dolby reporting from the World Communication Awards, where I'm talking to Guru Grewal, who is Vice President for Tech Mahindra. Guru, tell us who some of your major customers are.
Brian, it's interesting that we work only for telecom companies, the major telcos across the world, and our customers happen to be the large service providers or the landline providers within UK, within Europe, all across America's emerging markets. So in the UK, we do have customers like BT being our anchor customer. We do a large amount of work for BT. And other than BT, we have O2, Vodafone, TalkTalk, T-Mobile as our major customers in the UK. Across Europe, we have KPN, Deutsche Telecom, O2 Germany. And in the Americas, we have AT&T and Cox Communications as our major customers.
Almost the who's who of the telecommunications industry.
Yeah, if I were to add, names across the Asia Pacific or the emerging markets, then there's a huge list. The list goes on to add to about 118 customers across the telecom world.
Well, that's amazing. And what do you see as your major growth opportunities?
Well, in today's world, the market dynamics, if you look at it, there is not much of capex investments going into the market. There's a huge amount of transformational kind of activity which is going on. So our growth opportunities come from two areas. Basically, different parts of the world are moving at different paces. So if I look at the emerging markets, in the emerging markets, what we see is the new telcos, the greenfield telcos are coming up and setting chops in various emerging markets. And that is where we see a lot of growth come in the form of taking up managed services for their IT departments. So we have several customers in the emerging markets, Etisalat being one, HCPT, STC, MTS. These are customers where we run their IT shops for them as a managed service. In the Western world, it's a slightly different scenario. We have a very mature market over here. And in the Western world, what we see in this current market dynamics is more of transformational kind of activity going on. So companies are coming up with strategies like a domain strategy, where they want to go in for best of breed for a particular domain. And they're investing a lot in consolidating and getting one single supplier across their operating companies. So that is clearly one area where we see a lot of growth coming in the Western world. Other than that, there's a lot of transformational activity which is going on. Thirdly, companies are investing in value-added services to differentiate themselves, and that is where we see us performing a major role, and that's where we see a lot of growth come in.
And how do you give value for your customers? What do you see as your key differentiator?
Well, as I said, we are unique in that we work only in the telecom domain. Pure play offshore IT services providers are very generic services providers. They would cater to practically all the domains across the industries. We work in the telco domain. So what it means is that there's a level of maturity which we have achieved in terms of understanding the business processes in the telecom domain. So our value basically from the scale of engagements that we have, one level of value comes in terms of us interacting directly with the market-facing units of our customers rather than dealing with the IT departments of the customers. So there's a perspective which is essentially it goes into understanding the domain, simplifying the processes, and then bringing a very simplified, standardized kind of a process model for our customers, which goes much beyond the IT or technological kind of services which one would look at pure play services providers. In terms of the emerging markets, there is again a time to market advantage where a simplified, standardized telco in a box kind of a solution can be brought in by way of our experience, by way of our maturity in that domain. And that's how we try to bring in value to our customers. That's our differentiator from our competitors.
Okay, well, thanks very much for talking to us.
Thank you very much, Brian. That's